I have grown more in the last year than I have grown probably in the previous 10, 15, maybe even 20 years.
You become unstoppable. Like you decide where you want to go and you start being so intentional and strategic about it. And I love seeing you like this.
I wish I would have done this 5, 10 years sooner. Like I really do. And if you've got that pull and you feel like there's something more, just go for it and go for it now, right? Because you will grow so much in the process of going through the program, of following the steps that Ilana lays out for you. And like you have no idea what you're capable of. Listen up, people. You've got a lot to offer, and we need it. This world needs you to push yourself and to step up and go for it because you have so much to offer. What if I don't? If I don't sign up for Leap, what could I potentially miss out on? And for me, the answer was like I would never live up to my potential. And I knew it was there. I knew it was inside of me. And that was definitely like more painful and more fearful that I wouldn't reach those heights, the levels, the impact that I was looking for. And so I said, well, I've got to do this. Thank you. Thank you, Ilana, for building the LEAP program and putting this together. It's life-changing.
This is an incredible story of Lisa here that we'll introduce in a second. And she had this amazing leap from an amazing company like Zoom to start her own impact business. She's an incredible entrepreneur. She was like running with it. It was amazing to see. So Lisa, I'm so excited to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So your story has been incredible, and just seeing you like, once you decided that you want more for yourself, like it was amazing to see you go. So share with us a little bit, from the first time we talked, which was about 2 years ago, and happy birthday to your daughter, right?
Yeah.
So share with us your story a little bit from that time. Like what was it?
Absolutely. So, I mean, I had an awesome job, making really good money, great company culture, but there was something missing, and I just felt like there was something more, and I wasn't utilizing my full capacities, and like I really wanted to create an impact, and I'm big on self-actualization, and I knew I just wasn't using my full capabilities. And so I was looking for that something more, but didn't know how to find it. And so I'm like, I need some help. So we had a conversation. And
I remember our first conversation because in that first conversation, I could already see that you're a high achiever. You're super, super driven. However, timing was not quite right.
Oh, yes. I was pregnant with my second child, my daughter, and, like kind of starting to think about legacy, right? What I would pass on to my kids. That was certainly top of mind. And I knew I wanted to do more, but you're right. The timing wasn't quite right.
Yeah,
I had a lot on my plate at the time.
You had a lot on your plate. A lot of things change once you have your kid, right? So we had an incredible conversation. I remember how memorable it was. I remember that you wanted to be that role model for, for her and, for your kids. And but, I also felt like it was the fair thing to say, Lisa, not yet. Let's have you have that child and then wait a little bit to stabilize and let's go back, right? And reassess. And then you came back, right? And that was amazing. You came back and you were on fire, right? That was amazing to see. So tell me what happened, right? You came back.
So, again, I had always had this feeling that I was meant for something more and that I should do something more, and I wanted to. And so I went through the program, the LEAP program, and that really helped me look inside and figure out what that looked like. And one of the things I really liked about the program was there's a lot of experimentation. So part of what I did in the program was I did some experiments. There were some things that I thought maybe I wanted to do with my career that I tried them out, ran some experiments, and then I figured out, nope, that's that is not what I want to do. Um, so that was incredibly helpful. So the self-reflection, the experiments, the whole process was something that you just have to work through, and there's no substitute for actually doing the work of doing the reflection, figuring out what is it that I want in this next phase in my life and in my career, and doing the work and figuring out, having conversations with people about what that might look like if I were to move into a role like that. And so I went through that whole process, and I trusted the process of the LEAP program, and I wasn't sure how it was all going to work out. And some of the things that I tried weren't, I mean, I got the answers, and the answer was no. And sometimes knowing what isn't the answer helps you the most to actually find where the right answer, and where you should be and where you want to be. And that definitely happened for me. Um, one of the big things that I got from the program was getting myself out there more. So that's part of what today is, right? So I'm not one to really talk about myself and what I'm doing all that much, but through the program I learned that if I don't talk about what I'm doing, people can't know. And so I need to talk about that more. And so I started posting on LinkedIn more to share my story and also to inspire others as well.
Right.
And I think that's what actually led me to my current role.
Leap is like a mirror. The way you show up in Leap is the way you show up in life. And
Right.
the people that just jump in, roll up their sleeves, do the work, like fight it, even if it's hard, even if there's rejection, even if they're experimenting with something that is suddenly like a no, right? The way you show up is the way you show up in life. And that's how we can assess who has what it takes, who is a leader, who can inspire others. And you're definitely there, right? And that's why you were able to just like zoom up and do all these things and make these connections with incredible people in Leap, and partner with some and do all these things. Like, that's a testament to who you are and the leader that you are and the inspiring person that you are. And that's why you're able to do the things that you do, right? So, but tell us a little bit about, like you jumped into entrepreneurship, completely new. It could be the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit.
absolutely. I'm co-founder and CEO of a company called Social Optics. We're an ed tech company. And the whole idea is that our kids are in a social and emotional crisis right now. If you look at social media, school shootings, and then with COVID, like our kids, especially our middle and high school students, are really struggling with their social and emotional health. And so what we've done is we've built out a program and a tool that teaches a critical thinking framework. And we teach them the tools of how to actually think, do critical thinking, and then we help them apply that to things like self-concept, assertion, and things like that. And what that does is it helps improve their communication, and it helps them understand both themselves and others. And this is just so critical with where our kids are at today, and it helps them create a positive self-identity. I didn't want to just work and lead a startup. just any old startup. I wanted to do something
That
that I
matters.
could create a huge positive impact, and
Wow.
that absolutely matters. And like I've seen and I've talked to students that have been through the program already, and it's amazing to see how they've internalized the information, how they generalize the concepts, and then how it has helped them um, in their lives, how it's helped them function in their lives, how it's helped give them hope, help them see a future for themselves. Like it is like I'm surprised I'm not like having tears rolling
I
down my
know. It sounds
like
like it.
when I was looking for impact, like this is impact
A turbo. Like
double.
you couldn't even
Yeah,
it,
I couldn't try to make more impact than this,
now
right?
I see like a whole different level of Lisa, right? That
Right,
it's like
right.
living for something so much bigger than she ever imagined. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. And, it's interesting because I have grown more in the last year than I have grown probably in the previous 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. And it's through so many different things. So like I've got that mission orientation, and that impact piece. But not only that, like leading a startup,
Yeah.
you have to do a whole lot of things, and you don't have time to perfect those things or to study those things before you do it. So one of the things we talked about in the leap program was done is better than perfect, which
Yes.
is like a life motto for me now, right? Because like
You
it's
have
all
a
about you you get it done, right? And then you iterate later, right? You figure out what works, you test, you experiment, and so I've learned so much over the last year, and you know, thinking about my lifetime, my long-term career, right? So like who knows how far we'll take this, 5, 10 years, some kind of exit, some kind of legacy. But in the meantime, we get to help so many kids, um, build jobs, provide opportunities. And at the same time, I am learning and growing. And I thought I had a lot to offer before, but now I'm like,
Wow.
oh yeah, I know how to do this and I know how to do that. Like, I've built websites and marketing plans and created go-to market sales strategies, and done incorporation paperwork and legal stuff. And, I'm the CFO as well. And like all these different pieces, right? And like things that I thought I would never get into, but it's awesome.
And, and what's amazing about it, Lisa, and I know some people ask me about an MBA, and I'm like, there is no faster MBA than actually doing. And what I love about it also, that in the meantime, while you're building this business, you're also just becoming, a better and better and better leader, a better and
Right.
better CEO, like somebody that can make some big things happen no
Oh yeah.
matter what happens, and that's where you start creating that incredible leadership, that inspiring leader that no matter what happens, you are going to do big things.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Right. And that's where the big leap is, that it's not just about, whether this business will stay or will morph like any entrepreneurship, or will grow, or will, whatever is happening. What's
Right.
beautiful is, as a leader, you become unstoppable. Like you decide where you want to
Oh,
go, and you start being so intentional and strategic about it. And I love seeing you like this.
if you're able to find that thing that turns you on all the different levels, like you're right, you just become unstoppable, and you have so much fun doing it.
So with that, I do want to inspire your people. They want to try to figure out, like, what is the right thing for me? How do I find more is it even possible for me to dream? Should I even dream? Because theoretically, I have a dream job. Like I go to work, I get my salary. That is their comfort zone. But if they truly want more and they truly want to become a role model, to be more inspiring, to become a leader, to do more with their life, what are
Sure.
some of the things that you think you should have heard when you were at that point?
I wish I would have done this 5, 10 years sooner. Like I really do. And if you've got that pull and you feel like there's something more, just go for it and go for it now, right? Because you will grow so much in the process of going through the program, of following the steps that Ilana lays out for you. And like you have no idea what you're capable of. Listen up, people. You've got a lot to offer, and we need it. This world needs you to push yourself and to step up and go for it because you have so much to offer.
Oh, I love this so, so much. I love this so, so much. But I'll take it even a notch further. You know, they schedule a call with us, try to figure it out. And then the fear and the doubt and, like what went through your head when you were trying to think, well, should I sign up for this thing or I shouldn't? Or, like I'm sure there's like all this fear and doubt. And what if it doesn't work for me? Or what came up for you?
Well, I mean, for me, I was thinking about what if I don't? If I don't sign up for leave, what could I potentially miss out on? And for me, the answer was like I would never live up to my potential. And I knew it was there. I knew it was inside of me. And that was definitely like more painful and more fearful that I wouldn't reach those heights, the levels, the impact that I was looking for. And so I said, well, I've got to do this.
I am so inspired by you. I'm so honored to have somebody like
Thank
you
you.
as a leaper.
Thank
And
you.
I just couldn't be prouder.
In the spirit of LEAP and the LEAP program, one of the things we talked about was building reputation. And so, in the course of that, one of the things you recommended to do to build reputation was write a book. So I figured, while I'm in the middle of building a startup, why not write a book about my experiences and what I'm doing? Also, keeping in mind, done is better than perfect. So I wrote a book.
Show it. Do you have it?
Sorry, I've got my
No, screen.
blurry live your passion.
So good. It's
Uh,
real.
it's all about how to leave the corporate world and begin your startup journey. And I figured that as I was going through this journey, why not share the experience with as many people as possible? And I wrote this over kind of that Thanksgiving, New Year time where, as you'll remember, there were a lot of layoffs going on in the tech world. And so I figured that, maybe my story could help inspire others to who were thinking maybe there's something more. Um, and yeah, so I just wrote it down, jotted it down to see, if it might be able to help others. And you'll sense a common theme here. It's all about helping others, right? And creating that impact, whether it's, helping the students through my startup, helping, other professionals thinking about entrepreneurship through the book. I've done a ton of coaching and mentoring and advising, startup advising, and that type of stuff over the years. That's just who I am, right? So it's all about creating that impact and helping elevate others as well. And leaders need coaches as well, and that's what the LEAP program was for me. Like I needed my coach, and that's what you were.
Oh,
And that's what you are. I mean, you still are.
and I have my own coach because I do believe that that's how we go better
Oh,
and we grow
yeah,
better and we grow faster. And, we get the blinders off and we see possibilities in a new light, right?
yeah,
For me, it's a whole, like I will never try to go through this alone. I will always find somebody who has been
yeah,
there. Like what's really important is that somebody that has walked
mhm,
not just theory, but actually walk the walk. Um,
yeah.
so for me, that's important. But again,
And it's about surrounding yourself with other people that are looking to level up as well. That's also part of what the LEAP program was for me.
this is incredible to see you, Lisa. It's such an inspiring story. And I want them to realize that not only that it's okay to dream, this is what life is about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's so much fun. Like
So
it really is to get firing on all cylinders. I mean, that's what this is all about. So thank you. Thank you, Ilana, for building the LEAP program and putting this together. It's life changing.